Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm super excited because I'm going to be sharing with you what I wish I knew before I went to college. And this was a super exciting video because I know a lot of people are going to college soon and it's going to be their freshman year and you really don't know what to expect. So I thought I would share with you guys a few tips and tricks from what I've learned. I graduated from college in 2016, so not too long ago, so I feel like I'm still kind of in the loop and can let you guys know a few things that I learned. What's also exciting about this video is I have a few of my friends sharing what they've learned, so let's get on into the video. To share a little bit more about me, I live in Tennessee. I lived in Knoxville for a while and I went to a community college for the first 2 years of school. And when I graduated high school, I kind of was like, ugh, I don't really want to go to a community college, but I really haven't applied for any other colleges, so I guess that's where I'm going to go. I was never one who really knew what they wanted to go to college for, and I guess that's why I've ended up doing YouTube and makeup, because there was nothing in college that truly just got my attention and that I was so passionate about. So that's why I ended up finding makeup, and I really love it, and also YouTube I'm so passionate about. So I started doing this, but I will say going to college made me honestly a better person. I am more driven. I feel like I'm more of a self-starter. I feel like I can accomplish things now because I've seen what I've done in the past. I've worked really hard. So even though I'm not doing anything with my child and family studies major, I still think it was good for me just to go, see what it was like, get my degree, and work really hard, because you can apply that to so many other things in your life. I went to a community college and you guys, it was the best thing ever. It was called Pellissippi and I absolutely love that school. We always called it Kappa Kappa Pelli, even though it just was just kind of a smaller school. You kind of had some odd people going there. But honestly, you had some really great teachers. It wasn't student teachers teaching you, it was really awesome teachers. So I loved going to school there. The classes were really small, and honestly, a lot of my friends who went to four-year colleges came back to Pellissippi. They just said college was too hard. They needed like a little stepping stone to get there. So my number one tip that I thought was crazy at first when my stepdad told me, but he was like, you need to take Tuesday, Thursday classes. And I was like, are you kidding me? No, like I go to high school every day. Like it was fine going to school every day. It's fine. But what I didn't realize is that I still needed time to work and make some money. So I decided to take Tuesday, Thursday classes, and at first I was a little nervous about that, but I only had 12 hours. So I had 4 classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and honestly that was the best thing I ever did because I could work Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I know not all classes you can line up like that, but I tried to get every class I could to be on Tuesday and Thursday, even if I had to switch some classes around, move some classes to the next semester. I tried to make it strictly Tuesday, Thursday so I can work Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And that was perfect for me. I loved going to school. I went to school, it was honestly like high school. I would go to school at 8 o'clock in the morning and leave about 3:30 in the afternoon. So that was one of my favorite things I ever did. I would highly recommend doing that if you're a person who can wake up and do 8 a.m. morning classes. I mean, you were doing it in high school, so you might as well be able to do it in college. So just keep that ball rolling and go. I love Tuesday, Thursday classes. I would totally recommend them. So my next tip is to be open to talking to people around you. So like the first day of class, everybody's kind of nervous and quiet and like on their phones. I would recommend not being on your phone, trying to be open. Just talk to the person next to you. Start up a conversation. Say like,
hey girl, I like your shoes or your hair. Where do you get your hair done?
Or something like that. So that is really helpful. And then remember their names. When you go into class the next day,
it's like, hey Kelly, hey Barbara.
Whatever, you know, just remember their names. That makes people feel really important and special and noticed. So people will really want to hang out with you if you make them feel special. So that's definitely really important. You really want to make friends in class because that's just helpful if you need to call somebody about, hey, is this due tomorrow? Hey, I had a question about this. That's really helpful. And then outside of class as well, say, hey, do you want to go grab some lunch or whatever? It's always nice to have friends on campus. So definitely be open. Don't be on your cell phone until the professor walks in. Just be talkative and outgoing. Even if it's hard for you, just really try. So my next tip is to be confident in who you are. Remember your morals, remember your values, remember your faith. I am a believer, and so many times in classes, professors would talk about things that I didn't agree with, and there are so many kids in the class that also didn't agree with me. So I wanted to be confident to share my opinion. Teachers really like when you do that, even if it's not what they agree with. They like conversation starters and sharing your own opinion. It's also like a participation grade is pretty important in some classes as well. So I remember there was this time in class where a kid was talking about businesses that didn't cater to homosexuals. So there was like a cake business that didn't make a cake for a homosexual wedding. And everybody in the class was like, oh my gosh, that's so wrong, that's so mean. And I just popped up my hand and said, hey, I'm a Christian, I'm also a makeup artist, and I've had a ton of homosexuals come up to me and ask, hey, will you do my makeup for my wedding? And the reason I turned them down is because I don't want to celebrate their wedding with them, because that's not what I agree with. Now, if a lesbian girl or a homosexual came up to me and was like, hey, can you do my makeup for prom? Of course I will, but I don't want to celebrate with you in something that I believe should only be between a man and a woman. So once I explained that in class, everybody kind of was like, oh, okay. And the guy who was speaking was like, I like that. I like that you shared that. Thank you for sharing that. And if it's not what you believe, that's fine with me. So that was really cool. And I was really glad that I was bold to speak up. So don't be afraid to speak up in class. Teachers really like that. My next tip is to prioritize your homework. I remember my husband telling me one time when I was really stressed out in college, who was actually my boyfriend at the time, but he said,
Hannah, you're gonna drop some balls sometimes.
like, you can't get everything done, because some teachers will be like, hey, you have 50 to 100 pages to read tonight, have it done by tomorrow. And you're like, I have 50 other things to do. So you can't always do everything the professor asks. So what I would say to do is just, skim those pages, try to get as much information out as you can, and prioritize what the most important thing is. And I would recommend doing the thing that you dread the most first, so your mind is all in and you get it done. It's super refreshing when you do that. I can't say that I did that every time, but I wish I would have. So try to do the thing you hate the most first, just to get it off your plate, get it done, get it over with, and then also start early on your essays or your projects. I was always the one that was last minute, and I wish I would have started early, because I just held on to that stress the whole semester until like the end of the year when the big project was due and I tried to get it all done. Remember that you're gonna drop some balls, but try to make them the least like impacting of your grade. So if you can't read all the pages, just try to skim the pages. If you can't do all of the homework, try to do the homework that is most important for your grade. My next tip is to take summer classes. So I really wish I would have utilized this more, because by senior year you are so ready to get out of there. I know freshman year you're like, oh, this is fun, I want to enjoy college, I want to enjoy my summers. But if you can, you guys, take summer classes. By senior year, I promise you, you will wish you would have graduated early. So many of my friends did that, and I was just like, oh, like, I'll work, that's fine. You will get done with college so much quicker. Those 4 years while you're in them feel really tough. They will fly by, but those last few years, you're just like, oh, get me out of here. So take those summer courses, try to get done as quick as you can, and then if you want to stay around a little bit longer, take some more courses. I'm sure you won't want to though. So those are my tips. The next thing we're gonna do is move on to some of the tips that my friends have for you. So let's get on into that portion of the video.
Hi guys, Josh and Sarah here to give you some of our best tips about college. My number one tip would be to live on campus as much as you can and as long as you can, because you want to be in the campus with your classmates and your friends, and really just dive deep into the atmosphere and culture of your school in the best way possible. And it's a very rewarding time, and although the living situations may not be the nicest, you have your whole life to live in nice places. You want to live where your friends are now. So live on campus, have a good time, stay up late with your friends, and don't get too crazy.
And then my tip would be, save as much money as possible. When you buy books, don't
Ever
buy new books. You never need them. Get the used edition. Get the old edition.
One of my biggest tips is to buy your books secondhand. Books can be super expensive, but they don't have to be. One of my favorite sites to use is abebooks.com. That's ABE books.com. It has saved me hundreds of dollars over the years, and I'm very thankful for that site.
Get Kindle. Get international. Get books from friends. Borrow. Rent. Never buy new books because you're going to spend a fortune and it's just not worth it.
And check with a teacher before you buy a book.
Yeah,
'cause they may
seriously.
say,
Oh, no, you don't need that.
Don't buy a book before the first day of class because half the time you don't need it.
that's true.
Some of the tips that I usually pass along to friends who are asking is don't think you're too cool for anything. If a club or different societies or anything like that sound fun or interesting, try it out. Some of my best friends that I've made were from different experiences that I typically wouldn't have done, but I just kind of put myself out of my comfort zone to try something new.
College can be a really hard time, and you need all the support you can get.
For when you're doing those late nights or those 5 tests in one day type of weeks.
It's just really rough sometimes, and you need the people around you that will support you. One way that you can do that is by joining clubs.
Join a sorority. Join an academic club. Join anything.
Just get involved in your community and in your college campus. Another way you can do that is by picking a church and sticking to that church. You can teach classes, you can help with children events, do anything. Just get involved and build that community so they'll be able to support you.
The other thing I would encourage any college student to do is to travel as much as possible, whether that's through study abroad or through work study or working for a camp or just traveling on your own. Do that. There's so many great opportunities for college students to do that affordably and to have so much fun and make so many incredible memories.
Hey guys, my name is Megan Payval and I majored in exercise science and nutrition, and my tip is to study abroad for a full semester if you're able to, or to go on a few summer study abroad trips. So I did a couple of those and loved them, and I just wish that I would have been able to study abroad for a long period of time.
So, hope that helps.
My name is Krista, and I would suggest for people who are going into college or in college now to kind of research all the different kinds of majors and careers that you can do with that. I feel like I kind of just chose one that sounded interesting to me and didn't really research what kind of jobs I could do with that. So even if it sounds cool to you, I think you should explore the different kinds of careers and so on. And
Also, drink coffee every day. It's good for you.
So that is the end of this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know if you have any more questions about college in the comments down below. I would love to hear them, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
I've been searching all day long, try to be the